Saturday, August 27th, and I'm going to Suzuka Circuit. Weekend is a 1,000-kilometer race at Suzuka Circuit. It's the Super GT series, and I believe Suzuka is the 5th or 6th event on the series. And basically there are two classes in the Super GT, GT 500 and GT 300. The Super GT 500 and 300 used to mean the horsepower restriction. But nowadays, I've heard that the cars are up to 600 horsepower for the 500 series and 400 horsepower plus for the GT 300. The GT 500 cars are restricted by fuel, and the GT 300 cars are restricted by air. Kind of interesting how they do the qualifying at the Super GT. Each class, GT 500, GT 300, have like an elimination round, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the GT 500 class, they have qualifying one session, and the top 8 qualify for basically the next round. And likewise, the GT 300 cars, they have a qualifying session, and the top, I think it's 13 cars qualify for the next round. So the second round, they will determine the top 8 and the top 13 of their class. Great story. Last time I went to the Super GT, I was standing in line, day of the race, and I was waiting to buy a ticket, and a guy just came up to me out of the blue and asked me if I needed a ticket. I kind of thought, oh, what did I do, you know? Maybe I'm standing in the wrong line. But next thing you know, the guy hands me a free ticket. It was worth about $300. I could pretty much watch the race wherever I wanted. And yeah, I mean, the guy just handed it to me. He said he worked for Yokohama Tires, so maybe got the ticket for free. They were a sponsor. I don't know, it was super nice thing and generous thing. They really had a huge impression on me my first year in Japan. Among other things, that was just one story. And we met up during the race a few times just to chat and to talk about the race, and make sure he was making sure I was all right. At that time, I couldn't speak Japanese worth a lick. And after the race, he offered to give me a ride back to the train station. When we got back to the train station, he asked me if I was hungry, and I said, yeah, of course. And he said, let's go for ramen, and we went to a ramen restaurant. And I offered to pay for my share at the end of the meal, and he refused and said, I'll pay for it. I couldn't believe the guy would be so generous. Particularly, you know, the line I was standing in had roughly, 75 people in it. Why did he choose me? I don't know. But then to go the extra mile and pay for dinner, just super generosity. That I actually, at that time, I thought that was pretty unique, but I've had a few other similar experiences in Japan where people have been just super generous to me. There may be shy people, but be really kind. I love living in Japan. It's so safe. You can leave your wallet on the table, walk down the street and come back. It'll still be there 20 minutes later, half an hour later, or somebody will do the right thing with it. It's happened a couple times. I bought a train pass. I think it was a 3-month pass. It's worth about $500. First day I had it, fell out of my pocket. I couldn't believe it. Like, it was $500 down the drain. So I went to like a lost and found at the train station. Nobody there. I turned it in. It wasn't there. And they have a thing in Japan called the Koban. Koban was like a little police box, small police station, not a main one. Anyway, just went there, and sure enough, somebody had turned it in. Somebody from Gifu, and wow, I was so happy. Learned my lesson though. Take care of things more. So I've just parked a little ways away from the circuit. There's a bus from here. It's $10 for parking, and the bus will take me right to the main gate. I'm not sure if you can hear in the background. It's a beautiful sound. And don't forget, Suzuka is one of the stops on the F1 Grand Prix. Is an LFA with a matte black paint finish. Walking through the tunnel into the paddock area. Let's see what's on the other side. So one other reason why I'm here today is to watch, if you can see in the background, BMW Team Studier. Today Augusto Farfus will be practicing, and he'll race tomorrow in the 1,000-kilometer race. was the qualifying for the Super GT race for tomorrow. I'm not sure if you can tell in the video, but there's a huge difference between the performance of the GT300 and GT500 cars. You can particularly notice it in the S corners after turn 2. Some people call them anti-bank corners. Actually, there's no banking at all in those corners, and it's kind of a gradual uphill. But the GT500 cars, they're not far off F1. Sound like an F1 car, and the way they take those corners is incredible. If you're watching the video again, so just watch how they take those S corners. You'll notice a big difference. Overall, pretty good day for me. Definitely got to get in the paddock area and onto the pit area actually, and met a guy that I follow in the DTM. He races for Team MTech, which is Augusto Farfus and Bruno Spengler. So Farfus is racing tomorrow in the 1,000-kilometer race at Suzuka. I'm looking forward to cheering him on. I'm not sure if you can see it in the video, but there's a mountain range straight ahead, and I live on that side of the mountain range, and you can see a wall of clouds on the other side, and this side is pretty sunny.